I used to be so damn lost, till I found solace in God. Now I pray to heaven and up, so let it be, save me.
Hey guys, how's it going? How you doing today? I hope you're having a beautiful day. Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Faye coming back at you live with another video. And today what I have planned is a Q&A. I thought that this would be a good little initiative for you guys to get to know me a little bit better, get to know about the channel a little bit better, and I just wanted to open up to y'all. So I asked my followers and some friends on my Instagram if they had any questions that they wanted to ask me, whether it be music-wise, lifestyle, style, fashion, advice, anything to ask me, and people came through. They came through. We have some really great questions for you guys. Some really smart people out there, some really pensive people out there, and I love it. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, please go do that. Here's my link, my username, and I will leave the link down in the description box below. So go do that. And while you're at it, if you like this so far, if you like my previous video, please subscribe and turn on that notification bell. Why not? You know? Why not? So the first question is actually a question that I got in different forms, but the overall arching one is basically, who influenced you the most growing up? Growing up, an inspiration of mine, of course, the general, was definitely my parents for me. You know, I grew up with a mom that is so hardworking and aspiring. But aside from that, I really looked up to a lot of musicians. The second question is, how have you been coping with the pandemic, and do you have any tips for those who are stressing right now? Now, this is a really tough topic. I can happily say that I've been very fortunate and very blessed, and that I haven't been affected personally by the pandemic. And that's on God, okay? And I'm forever thankful for that. For people who are stressing right now, I would say don't give up. I know it's the cheesiest thing to say, but try your best in this moment of hardship to look at the positive. I know it can be so hard and it cannot make sense, but you're still here. You're breathing, you're living. It may be in really bad conditions. It may be in semi-bad conditions. You may be well off. Whatever it is, try to take the best from your situation. Okay? Try to see the light at the end of the tunnel. It is not the end. Okay? It will get better. We will get through this. And just stay true to yourself. Surround yourself with people that make you happy. If you're able to, move back in with some family members, you know? Anything to cut down the costs right now. And then at the same time, you'll maybe be able to build some relationships. If you've lost your job, take this as an opportunity to go, hey, that wasn't for me. Let me go off in this other avenue. If you've been meaning to start a YouTube channel, if you've been meaning to start singing, if you've been meaning to do whatever, start planning for it. And doing that might actually also take the stress maybe away for even just a bit, because you'll be focusing your energy on getting yourself out of that. And if that's not possible, then the country, we're in Canada, has CRB still going, and it has employment insurance still going. So I'm sure with all of the easing of the restrictions that they've made with the policies, a lot of people will be eligible. So definitely look into that and apply for that. So question number 3. What are your fave COVID safe activities? I really like this question because, to be honest, I've been quarantining myself before COVID, okay? I have my set small group of people, I have my family, and I have myself. And this is how I've always had it. So even before quarantine, like, I just did minimalist activities and outdoor activities and hung out with friends in places that a bunch of us could meet up, right? So I've been doing the same things that I've been doing before, which is planning on going for hikes with friends. I know a lot of people have been catching up on that too. Before it got colder, going out on the water, doing some paddle boarding, doing some kayaking, which was really fun. Visiting cottages. I haven't been to one this summer, but there's still hope. There's still, maybe, I don't know. But outside of that, been doing a lot of things that most people have been doing as well. Meeting out in parks. I don't feel safe eating out, so I don't. We order stuff, and there's this cool place, which actually I took you guys on. Oh, no, you don't know that. Ooh, but there's a vlog, there's a video that's gonna be coming, and I take you guys on a little journey. There's a lookout in Ottawa, down this beautiful promenade, and I like going there with some friends as well. And you'll have to wait and find out what I'm talking about. If you're from Ottawa, you probably know it, but yeah. Question number 4. What is your favorite uni memory? Ooh, okay, so for those of you who don't know, I finished university. I graduated in December, and I got my diploma in the mail and everything. Hey, yes! I graduated in the major of Communications and Media Studies, the honors program from Carleton University. Shout out to my Ravens. And I think my favorite memory of university, I actually have many favorite memories of university because I had a lot of fun times. I definitely had a lot of good times as well as studying. But one of my favorite memories was definitely my last year. I went to the Panda game, and the Panda game is basically a rivalry football game between the two big universities. There's Carleton and U Ottawa, which is under fire right now. U Ottawa, fix your ish. But yeah, I went to that game with some friends, with some girlfriends, and it was a lot of fun. We took pictures, we went there, we witnessed like 3 fights in the span of 10 minutes in the bleachers. It was ham, but it was fun. The game was good too. We lost Pedro. That's the name of our title, of our trophy. But anywho, it was fun. Question number 5. What is your workout routine? TBD. Question number 6. How do you get over a breakup? I will say that it depends. It depends on the situation, how the breakup went, terms and conditions of the whole situation, and it very much so depends on the person. Personally, I'm a very internally sensitive person. I can be very emotional, but you'll never catch on to it on the outside. You know, like, I'm not outwardly emotive other than excitement, or if I'm really angry, like, you'll be able to tell, or frustrated. But otherwise, I internalize a lot. I know that it's not healthy, but hear me out. I've been working on it. I no longer internalize and suppress, okay? I outwardly express it, but on my own time. I'm very personal with that. So, advice-wise to get over a breakup, I'm gonna say, make sure you keep yourself away from the other person. And this is why I say that. If you want to keep in touch, sure. But make sure you give yourselves both the time away from each other so that you're not tempted to just run back and have these little things and complicate it further. And you know what I mean? Then it just causes more grief and internal turmoil. So take some space. Tell y'all, you know what? I need some space from you. Let's take a breather, and then if we come back, if our paths cross again, we will come back to this and we will discuss it and go through that. That's what I have found to be most helpful. And tell yourself that you deserve love, okay? You deserve all the good in the world. Just because this doesn't work out doesn't mean that the next won't. Just because this doesn't work out doesn't mean that the other ones are going to be the same. You have to stop associating that. You have to take the time away, not only to distance yourself from the other person, but for yourself, so that you can fully internalize, you can fully assess the situation, assess your feelings, and set out a path to recovery, for emotional fulfillment, for self-love, self-gratification. You know what I mean? You have to bring it back to yourself. All of that energy and that love that you were pouring into another person to try to make it work and be in the middle, take that energy back and feed it into yourself. Because at the end of the day, you're living your life for yourself. And what kind of life are you living if you're being miserable, hanging on to something that wants to let go of you? You know? So stay true to yourself. Go back to your roots. That's my advice. Question number 7. Do you have any other passions or hobbies besides music? So if y'all don't know, I'm a singer. I'm a small independent local singer. I would love your support. So again, head over to my music Instagram page. But aside from music, I spend a lot of time watching YouTube. I love just listening to music. Outside of creating music, I love listening to music, and I'm in the process of expanding my playlist, my knowledge. I have some really good people in my corner who love music as much as I do, and they know even more than I do. So linking up with those people to broaden my horizon. Aside from that, I really like spending time with friends. I like spending time outside, and I love enjoying nature. And now that I'm mobile, I have a car, I love going for drives. Putting some chill music on, going for drives it's the mood. It's the drives and the music for me, guys. Question number 8. Do you want to live anywhere else in the world? This is a good question. I like this question. See, it's interesting because I love traveling. COVID ruins all the plans, but I love to travel, and I was actually planning a trip down to South America, and I'm also planning a trip probably for next year, 2022, to do a tour of Africa. So I don't know where I would live. I love living where I am right now. Personally, I don't think people give it enough credit. The city is so charming, and it's a little bit big, and it's just wonderful. So I really like where I'm at now, which I think I would make one of my permanent pads, and I would have ideally locations otherwise. You know, why choose just one place to live if you can push yourself to be able to live elsewhere? So that's what I want to do. I want to have multiple different pads. Pray for me. Amen. Question number whatever this is. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? I like questions like these. But at the same time, I always kind of answer like, you know what? I don't know. You know, I'm trying to set myself up for the future today, but I try not to hold on to a certain idea of what my future would look like, just because life is so unpredictable. Okay, you get hit with the ups and the downs, you make decisions left and right, and sometimes it pulls you one way and sometimes it pulls you the other or the other. And by the end of it, you're kind of like, whoa, I never thought I'd be here like this, or wow, I never thought this would happen to me, but here it is. So what I envision for myself is, of course, being very successful, being rich and abundant in love and in cherishment, is that a word, of my friends and family. I just see myself being very, very well surrounded, not in need, not lonely. 5 years, I am 23 now, I will be 28. I don't see myself maybe being married, I don't know. I don't really have a timeline for that, but I hope that I'm in a very loving and steady and sturdy and consistent and long relationship. Wow, I just had the blondest moment. But yeah, and then I see my music career having taken off, me touching and affecting more lives and helping more people. I definitely see that in my future, and I see myself having more than one stream of income. So that's the broader general sense of it. I don't know exactly what's going to happen in my life. I try not to hold on to anything like that, like I mentioned, but that's what it is. Next question. I really like this question because I honestly don't know how I do it myself. But how do you find the time to work on your music while being busy with work, family, and friends? Team no sleep. No, I try to manage my time very well. I do work full time. I have a day job from 8:30 to 4:30, and that time pretty much eats up most of my day. I do get quite busy, but whenever I do have a break, I always go on Instagram or Twitter or those socials and check out what's happening, try to interact a little bit. The bulk of what I do is after work. And I try to schedule it so that I have a little bit of time for everything. I use my calendar a lot, otherwise I forget everything. Like, don't even try. You'll be like, what about this? Oh, I thought we were hanging out today. I was like, yay, you weren't in my calendar, sorry. But yeah, the way that I do it is I utilize my calendar a lot. Let's say, for example, today I set myself an intention of filming. Here I am filming. I also set myself the intention of working on a song that I have planned as a collaboration with another local artist. I did that. And I just kind of go like that, and I try to keep myself motivated and accountable for my own commitments that I make to myself, you know, because if I don't do it, who is? And then I just try my best to make time for the people that I love, you know? I might be booked and busy and I might be working very hard. I might have a lot of plans and goals and ambitions, but none of them are going to be fully enjoyable if I don't have the people that surround me. Does that make sense? So I have to cherish and I have to work and build on those relationships as well. So even if I'm tired, I figure stuff out. I'm just like, well, why don't you come over and we'll watch a movie and hang out and chat? Or, hey, I'm busy doing this, but if you don't mind, we can still do this like together. You know what I mean? Just little things. All it takes is a little care and respect and consideration. Next question is, do you have any big obstacles in your life that you've had to overcome that taught you something? I'm telling y'all, you guys are so smart. You're very pensive in the way that you think and ask questions. I like these questions. They're not just generic, boring old questions. They're actually very interesting questions that I feel will also help people. By the way, guys, sorry about the lighting. It got ugly. As I mentioned, I have mostly time to do this after work, and it gets dark really quick nowadays. But a really big obstacle that I've had to overcome that has taught me a huge lesson was about savings and managing money. Last year I was in between jobs and I was waiting for my contract at my other place to start, and there were delays because I had to get security clearance and all of that. Not because I'm a criminal or anything. There was just a big backlog. But the amount of savings that I had was nowhere near sufficient, and I realized that really quickly, and it put me in the deepest spot. I was so depressed, I was so anxious, I was so stressed, and I was able to come out of it. I stayed strong. I relied on my faith. That's actually how my faith deepened. And then it was provided for me. So my job started back up and I was able to have some more money, and I just kind of like lifted me out of there. But it taught me a really strong, valuable lesson to always save some money. I recommend having at least 4 to 5 grand saved as a cushion. But yeah. Okay guys, I moved here because it was getting a little dark over there. So the next question is, what does a typical day in the life look like for me? Well, like I mentioned, I work every day. I work 8:30 to 4:30, so usually I wake up, and right when I wake up, I have to work on a product to send out within an hour to the entire department that I work in. I work in the communications department over there as well, and media relations and all that jazz, public environment analysis, where you just scope the media for everything that's happening in regards to our mandate and, you know, that type of jazz. So I wake up I do that right off the bat, and while I'm doing that, I have some water. I try to drink at least 500 milliliters in the water, so a full bottle. And then after I have some time, finally, I get up, I go wash my face, I brush my teeth, the whole deal. Actually, no, I eat first before doing that. Yo, comment down below, do you brush your teeth before you eat breakfast or after you eat breakfast? I'd like to know. I'd like to know, so comment down below what you do. But yeah, do that, and then I have some breakfast and brush my teeth, wash my face, all that, and then I basically just work, and then it's lunchtime, and then I work. And in between that, if I have some time, I'll answer people online. Yeah, and then I wait until the end of the day, and if I have music inspiration that strikes in the middle of the day, I take like 5 minutes. I try to write it down, have a little voice note saved, and stuff like that. And after that, depending on what my calendar says, I either hang out with a friend or, and with these COVID times, it's weird though, so there's not much of that going on, but I will primarily work on music, work on YouTube, work on marketing techniques and stuff like that, and yeah, that's pretty much what a day looks like for me in the normal. If you want to, I can film a video. I will let you know how that turns out, but let me know if you want that down in the comments. Now the last question is, and I really love this question, is what is your philosophy to life, and at what point did you start to adopt this philosophy? So my personal philosophy relies heavily on my morals, and that is to treat everyone with dignity, respect, kindness, and consideration. The same amount and the same levels that you would like to receive that treatment for people. Treat people with love and kindness, and that will be brought back onto you. If it isn't, establish your boundaries and walk away. Don't make it difficult. Don't make it hard. There's no hate. You know, it's either all love or I don't care. And at the same time, say what you mean and mean what you say. There's a way of communicating that. Make sure your tone and your style of communication is proper so that the person can adequately and accurately receive it as it was meant to be received by them, or as you went to communicate it. But be true, be honest, you know, and then practice what I preach. I started adhering to these standards. If I could pinpoint it, I would say it really started 2 years ago. You know, I used to be a little selfish little girl. But I've learned, I've grown, and yeah, now I apply these things. And I found that it's brought the most back, so. Alright, so that was it for the questions, you guys. It's getting really dark here, so I'm gonna end the video here. I hope you really liked it. I hope you learned a lot about me and my philosophies and a lot about the channel and what I have planned for it. Until next time, I hope y'all have a great day or night wherever you are, and I will see you next time. Bye!
Cut the